want to be normal, Spud. If the sun never sets in England, when do they watch Letterman?
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
Welcome back to Dads Meet World, your weekly podcast where we dive into the world of Boy Meets World. Tyler is looking very confused this week.
Is it episode 11?
This would be episode 12, I believe. Oh, yeah, this is episode 12.
That's fine. Keep going. Let's pretend like it didn't happen.
I am dad number one this week as we dive into Boy Meets World and explore the world of Boy Meets World from the perspective of two dads. Joining me is dad number two, Tyler. How are you this week?
I'm good. You know, I don't know why that quote came to me, but isn't it so funny that for the characters of Eric and Shawn, how they're both convinced Feeney's from England?
Yes. I mean, he speaks so well, but he doesn't have the English accent.
There's an elegance to what he says, how he speaks, but like that's also like a West Coast, you know. I'm back.
Okay. So you're talking about not buying diapers.
Yeah, not buying diapers or pull-ups for the last 3 weeks has been very nice.
All right.
Literally, Sarah was doing something for work, and I said, you cannot come home unless you have pull-ups. And that's why it's the greatest show of all time, and I can't believe we wasted our time on this show.
Apparently, we're not supposed to talk about potty training.
Apparently not. Yeah, so potty training 2 children is intense. Did I just freeze? Well, anyway, we should get to the synopsis before my computer decides we're not talking about this, Brad.
Yes, we should. All right. So, good looking people. This week we are looking at the 12th episode of season 7, Family Trees, wherein Shawn has trouble dealing with the fact he doesn't know who his mother is. Meanwhile, Eric throws a surprise party for Alan, but Shawn gets an even bigger surprise when the Matthews offer to adopt him. This episode was written by Matthew Nelson, a writer who's been around since season 2, directed by Fred Savage, brother of Ben Savage, and this is the first of 2 that he will direct. He'll also direct Angela's Ashes. It was originally aired December 17th, 1999, 2 weeks after our last episode, and technically is their Christmas episode for season 7 because we get an appearance from Santa.
Asterisk on there.
Yes, asterisk on the Christmas episode for this one. We get an appearance from a charity Santa, and that's about it. And Christmas decorations. But no aluminum tree.
No.
And an IMDb rating of 8.0, which is 0.7 higher than our last episode. And our Nielsen numbers, we had an 8.41 last episode. We're down to 7.28 this week.
There must be certain people that really appreciate that episode a lot more than we can, Brad, because I still don't understand.
I think people saw What a Drag and said, if this is where it's going, we're just not going to watch next time.
Yeah.
Because they lost over 1 million viewers.
I don't know.
Well, let's dive right in. The clan is planning Alan's birthday party, which at one point earlier in the series was in the summer, but now it's in December. I
could have sworn he had a summer birthday, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, now it's in December for episode, because episode's got an episode. They needed a birthday party. They needed someone who's got to be all about the birthday
Apparently, he's
party.
super intense.
Yes, he's super intense about his birthday party, something we haven't seen for 7 years, but now all of a sudden it's there. And according to Eric, Alan was a Navy man, a Navy SEAL, but according to Corey, he was just a cook in the Coast Guard.
We got to talk about this, Brett.
Yeah, because Corey received his silver boxing gloves from a boxing tournament that he won in the Navy. Right. Alan told him about those in season 1. Yes. This is on screen. I mean, I know this is 1999. This is at an era in television where we didn't care about continuity as much as we do today. And, it's just not as much something we cared about. But this is a pretty big character item to be botching this badly.
Yes. Like, for Corey to have this, he was a cook in the Coast Guard, like, where is that coming from? This has been established part of Alan's character from season 1 through last season. Like, this is something that's mentioned almost every season. Like, it's never not mentioned.
Yeah, anytime Alan's past comes up in the military, it's always Navy.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if Corey, heard something different from somebody else, and he's thinking his dad is not being truthful, and we've forgotten about the boxing mittens.
Yeah, his silver mittens.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if Corey ever showed himself to be deserving enough to get those boxing gloves again.
Yeah,
Not if he thinks his dad's only in the Coast Guard.
Also, Brett,
only a cook in the Coast Guard, I should say, not to put any branch below the other.
Brett, literally, they need to eat. So if someone is there and they cook, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Corey's throwing some shade where shade doesn't need to be thrown.
Right. Being in the service is honorable no matter what position they have in the service.
Mm-hmm. Whether you're a Navy SEAL or a cook in the Coast Guard, it's still an honorable role.
Exactly.
Yep. But anyway, Shawn comes in. He got a letter from Verna. Corey is immediately wants him to tear it up because things are going well for him right now. This can only mean something bad.
This is the first time that Corey's paranoia is truly good advice.
Yes. Which it's so sad that his paranoia so often leads to danger or to something bad in and of itself, because this is actually a good thing.
Yes.
His paranoia is correct. It's spot on.
Literally everyone else goes, yeah, open it up. What harm could a letter do?
Yeah, it's from his mom. It could be something nice. It could be good news. No, not really.
No.
And I will say, though, Corey is... I wrote something different in my notes, but I'll say I'll keep it family friendly. He's such a Weisenheimer to Amy.
Yes. He is still a 20-year-old, is the way I look at it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But we find out through the letter that Verna found out Chet died, and she thinks Shawn is now, he has a right to know that she's not his real mother.
Yeah. She could just say, like, I'm not your biological mom, though I've always loved you and treated you as my son. But the way it makes it sound is like, I was never your mom. I never actually cared about you.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the letters reading in that first voice at all. It sounds more like the second voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really sad.
So it's not a good day for
No.
Shawn. So we skip ahead. We're in the apartment. Eric has got this. He's got some boards out, and he's laying out his plan to surprise
Well, there's two
Alan.
meetings going
Because
on,
you gotta.
Brett, simultaneously.
There are. We've got over in the kitchen. We've got Shawn and Jack are trying to, and Angela are trying to figure out. They're tracking down. They've nailed it down, or they've narrowed it down to Shawn's three mothers that he's had. They've ruled out Minghua as being his biological mother.
Why?
And yes, because Shawn's got to find his mother's the only family he's got left, which is kind of irritating to Jack.
Yeah. Look, he's like, how about the Knott brothers side takes us aside and beats the crap out of you?
Yeah. And over in the living room, Eric is showing off his plan to Corey and Topanga, where they're going to poison Morgan to send her to the hospital, and that's where the party will commence. But if it goes south...
Now, Brett, is your headcanon also that Corey, Topanga, Angela showed up to the apartment to help Eric and or to help Shawn? Eric, seeing them there, goes, "Oh, while you're here, let's talk about Dad's party."
Totally. Eric just figured he's got a captive audience. Here's what we're going to do. Because he just walks out on his own to go to the poison store.
You know, the poison store.
If you need me, I'll be at the poison store.
Yes, but
notice me on the horse.
You love his idea is how close do you think Dad really is to Morgan? Because if she gets poisoned too much and dies, it's gonna put a damper on the party.
Yeah, just a little bit of a damper. That's why we'll have horsies. Notice merriment, joy, fun.
Me on the horsey.
He's thought this through.
Yes. Not a good amount through, but he has thought.
Yes. So he leaves. Corey and Topanga go over to help out with Shawn and Jack. Well, we find out Shawn's heritage is Scottish, and they were thieves and pillagers. Scottish. They slaughtered an entire village. And we also are reminded that people searches took a lot longer in the 90s. It wasn't instantaneous. You had to wait for a packet to be mailed to you. Got to wait a few days for the results. And,
yeah,
you know, they've narrowed it down to the one, what was her name? I'm blanking on her name now.
I too am blanking on her name.
Anyway, they've narrowed it down to the one mom that Shawn had, and she was in Boston. They're going to get as much information on her as they can.
No, Brett, from your perspective, also, like, they're not doing like an Ancestry.com situation where he's like mailing in his DNA, because that really wasn't truly a thing back then.
So, no, that wasn't a thing.
They're trying to find like public records indicating of Shawn's potential connection to her, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, more public records, phone numbers, connection, way that they could get in contact, basically.
And also, as I'm talking with my mouth full,
yes,
I get the hunch that this is a Jack connection, Jack's rich stepfather's connection that they're using, potentially even like a private eye.
This would not be a cheap thing.
Trying to figure this information out. To get it back as quickly as they do, it couldn't have just been a regular public clerk getting the information, sending it back to them that quickly.
Yeah, this was through a service for sure of some
Mm-hmm.
kind. So we fast forward a few days,
Horsies.
and Shawn gets what's
Horsies.
that? Horsies. We fast forward a few days. Shawn gets the packet, and this woman does not want to be found.
Mm-hmm.
They get nothing back, no way to contact her, no way to find her. When a hunter doesn't want to be found, a hunter doesn't want to be
Yeah.
found. And all of his friends know that something bad is going to happen. They know that Shawn has a tendency to spiral when things like this happen to him, and they all warn him. They all let him know that he's going to do something.
Brett, there is only one good friend in this circle of his friends and brother and girlfriend.
Fill us
It's
in.
Rachel. The only one who asks, "Are you okay?" is Rachel. Like, everyone else is like, "Well, that sucks for you." And Rachel's like, "Are you okay? Do you need to talk about this?" And Shawn pushes back because that's what he does. His best friend, who he's known for so long, goes, he's going to go do something stupid. Go with him to make sure he doesn't.
Yep, he's going to devastate himself and everyone. Something that's going to devastate himself and
Like,
everyone around him is exactly what Corey says he's going to go
time
do.
to go process. Like, okay, he probably needs someone else to process with him. Maybe his brother could go with him, or his girlfriend.
Yeah, they let Shawn go off by himself. Right. And they all know he's going to go do something stupid. They all know, I think they all know on some level what he's going to go do.
Right.
Because he's going to come back drunk. They all have to know on some level that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand why they just let him go on his own. He's not going to go to class. He just got bad news. Not. He's going to go try to medicate himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty hard set on finding this woman, and he just found out there's no way to find her.
Well,
he just lost his mom again.
He's trying to understand himself. He thought he knew who he was, and now he thinks, I don't know who I am.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yep. So all of his friends are bad people, including his girlfriend, best friend, and his brother. Yeah. And I think if Rachel was closer to him, I think she would have annoyingly followed him around. And wouldn't that have been a fun, cute episode to have Rachel like, no, I won't let you drink because I care about you, blah, blah, blah. Like, my ex-boyfriend or dad, they used to drink and used to beat people, and I don't want you to go down that path. Something, Brett, like...
Yeah, every time he picks up a bottle, she takes it out of his hand. He picks up a bottle, she takes it out of his hand. This is the worst game ever.
I don't know. I think maybe it's just we've been spoiled by the way that sitcoms can have so many layers and so many moving pieces that in the 90s they just did not have. Like, they didn't think to do something where they have two characters that aren't together normally go off and do an actual thing together.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
So, I mean, we still get some really good acting up here soon, especially, really can't wait for the horsies.
Well, anyway, we get ourselves in the Matthews living room. Alan is dejected, and Eric is trying to talk to him about, do you have any plans for tomorrow night? And Alan tickles him into submission to revealing his grand scheme of a birthday party tomorrow night.
A luau tomorrow.
Yes, a big luau. And then everyone runs in from all the other doors with big cake and surprises. It's a big surprise tonight because, Eric, we knew you'd be stupid, so we used it against you.
Yay! It's his children and his children's friends.
Yeah, where's his friends?
Off touring somewhere.
We couldn't afford any more guest stars than
Yeah,
Santa.
that's it. That's all we got the money for.
We could only afford the cemetery set and the downtown street set, so we couldn't afford any guest stars.
Okay, could we be honest though, Brett? Just quick aside. The budget for every episode, it feels like it is so much less this season compared with the last couple.
Oh, it's definitely been
Like
slashed.
season 3, I swore we had a guest star, a guest appearance, someone new, especially someone famous new, like every couple episodes, and we don't get that now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here in season 7, they definitely have their budget slashed. We get almost no names. I mean, we haven't even brought back the dean.
No.
Shoot, we've had Mr. Feeney for 2 lines in 3 episodes.
Yeah. We're very much missing Feeney.
We can't even get the full cast in an episode.
That's very true.
So they were even restricting the cast episode numbers. So, well, Shawn comes in, dude. Oh, dude, he's been drinking.
Everyone knows immediately. I love the instant he walks in, they're all like, "Yep, he's drunk." And everyone's trying to help intercede, and I'm glad he doesn't hit anybody.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not mad drunk this time. He's more sad drunk. And I mean, he breaks down on the table there that he's an orphan. I mean, his dad died. He found out he doesn't who he thought his mom is not actually his mom, at least not biologically. The woman he thought would have to be his biological mom. He can't find her. He can't connect with her. And so Alan and Amy offer to adopt Shawn here in the midst of his spiral, because he's always been a part of the family. Let's make it official.
I love that line, that exchange they have, where Alan's trying to say, come into the kitchen with me. And he goes, "No, you're not my father." And he goes, "Well, I'm the closest thing you got." And no line has ever been spoken that's so real for the relationship of these two. Because though Alan is not his dad, he's like, I am the stable man you have in your life. I am the closest thing to a father you got. I mean, Chet is his dad. There's no way around it. He brought him into this world, and he has taught him things, not all good things, and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now. I see his face. I'm blanking on his name. Mr. Turner. Thank you. Mr. Turner was more of a big brother, more of a friend than he was truly a father figure. So Alan has been that father figure for him the whole show. He has always been his father figure. And so I guess for a moment, Brett, if we could take and go, if you're a father figure to someone because you love them truly and you desperately want the best for them, but they don't make it easy on you, we feel for you, and we hope that you get encouragement from Alan's and Shawn's relationship, because truly, I think Shawn is a better person because of Alan. He makes a big difference in his life.
I would agree. Totally agree. If he didn't have Alan in his life, then he very easily would have been that kid that Alan saw in him. so many years ago that he talked about in season 1, season 2 that scared him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't get to meet Alan's dad because I think the show kind of subtle context makes it sound like his dad has passed. But his mom was flaky. She'd come in, she'd leave, she'd always have excuses. She left him alone probably quite a bit, but she'd always do these big grand gestures, and he can't help but love her. But there's this complication there. He definitely grew up angry and needed something like the Navy to help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of Alan and Shawn.
So, and of course, he leaves.
Yep, he leaves and heads downtown toward the cemetery. And he thinks he's followed by Corey, but he's instead followed by Santa, who is actually played by Jeff Manel, who is a producer and writer on the show.
Boy, Brett, wouldn't you give like $1 million for it to have been Tim Allen?
Oh, I would have. But see, this is what I'm saying. They couldn't. Their budget has been slashed. They had to throw a writer behind a Santa beard here.
Well, but also though, Brett, this is the only reason we call this the Christmas episode. Like, everything that's happening doesn't have to be happening now. This could be any time of the year. This story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why it gets an asterisk. I mean, I never watched this one at Christmas time. This is not. I always forget this one takes place at Christmas time.
This is the Die Hard of Boy Meets World. There's enough Christmas you could call it a Christmas episode.
I don't know if I go that far.
Okay, I'm good. All right, we're good.
Well, it turns out Corey is actually behind that Santa, and he does decide to go with Shawn to the cemetery, where Shawn is going to have a conversation with Chet's ghost.
Now, Brett, from your perspective, your headcanon, is this him talking to a ghost, or is this him kind of have like a therapeutic moment where he is just kind of thinking through, what do I want to say to my dad, and if my dad could respond, what could he say back to me?
It's hard for me because I know from the show's perspective, the show wants to say it's him speaking to his dad, that his dad actually makes an appearance. From my perspective, from my headcanon, it's more his imagination. Yep. But I know the show wants it to be his dad actually there.
That's how I view it as well. I think it's a therapeutical moment. It's him accepting, my dad is with me. Here's the best guess of from me thinking through who my dad is, of what the answer would be. It feels more right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you know someone well enough, you can give a good prediction of what they may say.
Oh yeah, you can guess. I mean, you can fill in the blanks as to what their responses would be, and I mean, Shawn knew his dad well enough that he could have a conversation with him and be very, very accurate as to how the other side of the conversation would go.
Oh, I've had a lot of one-sided conversations. My favorite ones are always when I have them with me and my wife, and I'll finally turn and be like, "Fine, you're right." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't worry, we've been fighting about this in my head. You were right the whole time. You did a good job fighting, and I appreciated the way you fought with me." She went, "Okay."
I'll bet those are her favorite conversations too.
Well, I mean, peek behind the curtain for us. We initially were talking about podcasts way before we ever started this podcast. Before my eldest was born, even we were talking about doing something together, and I had pitched to you and sent you a recording of what a little snippet of a podcast could be for you and Debbie, where I talked as myself and then did my impression of you. I thought it was quite accurate, Brett.
Yeah, it's pretty close. We'll have to see if we can find that and release that as a bonus content someday.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
I don't know if I could
I have
find
no idea where it is. But yeah, let's get into the meat of this wonderful scene.
Well, in this scene, which is a fantastic scene, I love seeing Chet Clark again, or Blake Clark again.
Hey, he's Chet Hunter always.
He is always Chet Hunter. But I love seeing Chet again, and he and Ryder have such great chemistry together. But they have a great back and forth where whether this is the show saying that this is actually happening or whether it is your own headcanon where Shawn is having a therapeutic moment, we're given the information that Shawn's mom was a stripper,
a lady of the night.
a lady of the night, but Chet loved her, and Shawn believed that he wasn't enough for her to stay, but Chet does everything he can in this conversation to let Shawn know that he was not enough to hold her. It wasn't Shawn's fault. It was Chet that wasn't enough to hold her there. And he tells him he comes from a long line of lousy. You got dealt a bad hand. But this conversation gives Shawn a lot of closure with Chet. Closure that he didn't have in life. He gets to tell his dad he's proud of him. He gets to tell his dad that he's glad that he stayed. He got to start to break the cycle with the hunters. You know, the hunters are pillagers and thieves, and they leave all the time. But Chet, for as much as he would blow in and out of town when Shawn was younger, when he got older, he stayed around, and you know, it wasn't always perfect, but he stuck around and he did what he could to be involved in Shawn's life and be there for him during at least one of his teenage years. You know, he got a job at his school and he was working to make things right with Verna. But he's proud of Chet, and he gets to tell him that. And he gets to get that, he gets to have that closure with Chet that he didn't get to have in real life while Chet was still alive.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful scene. It's one of my favorites in the whole show, honestly. Because it's Shawn. I've always viewed it as Shawn confronting who he thinks he is, and who who he struggles with and accepting on why he's not good enough for other people. Um, it's that holding off that he had with his dad when he was passing away was the why was I not good enough for you? He's like, I wasn't good enough for you. And you know, him wondering why am I not good enough for a mom to love me and be there for me? And he's like, well, she did not love me enough to stay. And everyone has their reasons for to be a parent, to not be a parent. It's not easy. So I mean, you can never hold it against someone when they realize I can't do this. But Shawn definitely didn't have an easier life afterwards. But he still had love in his life, and especially the Matthews that he could lean on. So, but yeah, I do love the positiveness he gives back to his dad, and letting go of some of the anger he's held on to him still. So, because there was betrayal, I think, probably for him in my dad lied to me again. even from the grave, he's still lying to me.
Yeah.
So.
So we go back to the house because Corey shows up and asks him if he got, if somebody needed to say. Yeah. We go back to the house and Shawn apologizes. He brings a gift back for Alan, which is his baby handprints immortalized, which is a great gift for Alan. Brings him to tears, basically.
For my dad.
And then, he lets him know that he can't become a Matthews. He's got to make up for some of the mistakes of the hunters, basically. But he does ask Alan to basically treat him like one of his sons, to yell at him when he does dumb stuff. Which Alan does. He sets him down. He starts chastising him for the drinking. He starts leaning into him a little bit on, someday you'll come to me for money for a house.
I think that one's about us.
Good touch.
I will say, it's a little lackluster. I think he could have gone a little more.
He could have gone harder, yes. But I like that he's touching base with him and asking him, how am I doing? How am I doing? Because he's still got alcohol in the system. He's had a rough night, a rough day, rough evening. He wants to be firm with him, but he also wants to be gentle too, and let him know that I'm here for you. I'm still that safety net.
I just kind of wish you could have gone back a little bit from when they had the whole cop car situation, and could have said something to the effect of like, I want you to be more, I need to be more careful with your friends and the influence they have on my son. Something like that could have been nice, but he does a great job.
Yeah.
It's always that that disappointment of when you think a parent is going to discipline the way you want them to, and then they don't, and you're like, well, come on.
That's it? Yeah. And that is how we leave the episode. Our tag is just music. Yeah. We get about 20 minutes instead of our 22. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more this
season. We don't
even
get any goofy Eric antics.
Yeah, where they end the episode. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it's... They wrote for 20-minute episodes this season for a lot of them for some reason. I don't know if they left a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor that just didn't fit, or if they just wrote what they wrote and that was all they wanted.
Honestly, they could end with a blooper at every single episode if they want to. I'm sure there's plenty of funny things that's going on.
Oh, I'm sure. Drunk acting alone is going to be bringing in bloopers. Yeah. But anyway, you got any deep dives for us this week, Tyler?
Oh, I guess so.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
In lieu of not having any deep dives last week, I now know why I had confusion, because I didn't have a note for last week. This episode does deserve some deep dives, Brett. The first one being the difference between the Navy and the Coast Guard. So, primary role for the Navy is to maintain freedom overseas, deter aggression, and win wars globally. They're part of the Department of Defense. They're part of the military force, naval warfare. The U.S. Coast Guard is maritime law enforcement, search and rescue, drug interdiction, port security, aid to navigation, and they are with the Department of Homeland Security in peace times, and transfers to the Navy during war. Interesting. So, primarily, they're trying to guard our coastlines and help all over the place and make sure people are safe. And the Navy is out to go kick some butt. Yeah, so the big difference is like jurisdiction. Navy operates worldwide. Coast Guard primarily operates domestically. And the Navy is significantly larger. So, those are the big things. Rates for like a petting zoo, horsey ride situation. It all depends on what you're getting, Brett. But for basic horsies, you're looking at 150 to 300 potentially. For extended time, you're looking at adding like another 75 to 100 per hour. Everything depends on travel location and the demands. So high end or low end would be like 200, mid range would be like 400 to 800, high end's over 1,000. So there's plenty of money to be spent if you're looking for horsies. So Brett, if you have a buddy who's going through a hard time, there's a bunch of things you should do. You can give them space to process through on their own. However, again, if they're not good at processing things on their own, don't let them be alone. But the big thing is letting them know you're listening. So Rachel did a good job of trying to listen. Again, I wish she could have followed and they could have had their own little side adventure. That would have been fun. Listen more than you talk. I will say Corey did do a great job of that. He was trying to direct him to be like, hey, let's just go, you and I sit down, let's talk. And he goes, no, I want to go to the cemetery. And he let him lead the way. Avoid trying to solve their problems. Again, I think Corey did a great job of that, of realizing that Shawn needs something very specific, trying to just support him. Understanding when someone's not ready to talk yet. And unfortunately, maybe that's where Corey did do a good job because he knew Shawn was not going to be ready right away to talk. Shawn needed to go off on his own, process. I almost wish one of them would have said, like Jack, for instance, hey, don't go anywhere near a bottle.
Someone needed to say that.
It's almost like they wanted to forget that they have an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
Make sure you focus on their feelings because their feelings are quite crazy right now. So, focus in on that. Mind your own well-being. Sometimes, Brett, caring for people can hurt yourself in the process of trying to help others. So make sure you're in the right headspace to help them. Honestly, I think Corey was quite mad at Shawn at first for going down this road. And he wasn't ready because all he would have said to him was, I told you so. I told you not to do it. You did it anyway. Yeah. So, Brett, let's talk about the Salvation Army and the bell ringing, shall we? Because I would argue that probably what this Santa is supposed to be doing is ringing the bell. However, it appears as though he was following Shawn.
Yeah, he's kind of stalking.
I kind of almost wonder if this is a Santa who's not really on post. He's just looking to rob people.
Yeah.
He's a bad Santa.
He's kind of following you around.
Yeah. So the Red Kettle debuted in San Francisco in 1891, but the bells were not rung until 1900. And so considered the first bell ringer was Cadet Amelia Kunkel in New York City. She's 18 years old, and she wore her blue uniform with red ribbon trim, and she went out there and she rang that bell. Apparently in those days, the average donation was like a nickel or a dime, and within one afternoon they could raise about $18. This kettlebell campaign has been going on for over 125 years, Brett, raising over $149.6 million.
All
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. I've never minded the bells. In fact, I have great memories of ringing the bell. But Brett, those are our deep dives.
All right. So let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
What did we learn? Well, my Mr. Feeney lesson is be ready to be a father to the fatherless. When your kids have friends who need a father figure in their lives, that role may fall to you. So be ready to step into those shoes.
Yeah.
I have been that person many times. In fact, I've been that person earlier this year. I've been that person a lot as a youth pastor. I've been that person since I've not been in that role, and sometimes it's just it hits you when you least expect it, and someone like Shawn will step into your life and they need that father figure, and that's an important figure in a young person's life. So if you are a parent, or even if you're not a parent, be watchful for those opportunities.
Yeah. I've always
What about you,
considered to be
Tyler?
a pretty solid older brother.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be my lesson, honestly. You never know what kid is going to need you. But, I think the people that brought you into this world biologically don't necessarily make you who you are. You are who you are based on the people around you, based on your interests, the desires you have, and what you decide to make of your own life. So whether it is your biological parents that get to raise you or not, the people that you love and the people that pour themselves into you, that's your family. So it doesn't always have to look so clean and cut, and it's really okay, especially if you find comfort in another family that will give you the same love and support.
All right. So.
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
Tyler, how would you grade family trees?
Well, it's complicated, Brett. I mean, this is a breath of fresh air, especially after last week. I was so angry last week when we recorded. It's been a while since I've been that mad at a Boy Meets World episode.
Yeah. It did set kind of a low bar.
I mean, the letter grade that's coming to me that I think I'm going to go with is an A-. For me, this episode does a really great job of showing the struggle that Shawn still has. There's a lot of good humor in this episode. There's a lot of really mean humor in this episode. There's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor that I feel like could have helped really add more to this episode, whether it be for humor or for just good quality moments. But that scene, both with his interactions with Alan and then also with Chet, are both just magical. So for that reason, I think A- is fair.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with a B+.
Fair.
It's especially after last week, like you said, breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the B plot really dovetails into the A plot. As really more of an A2 plot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really that that Shawn and Chet and that Shawn and Alan stuff that sells it for me. I mean, there's some stuff that you got to jump through hoops for, that you got to put off to the side, like the whole show forgetting about Shawn or Alan in the Navy, and you know, Alan's birthday all of a sudden being around Christmas time, and we've got Christmas and we're not taking advantage of it to tell a Christmas story. But the Shawn and Chet stuff really sets it apart, and the Shawn and Alan stuff, even though they could have gone a little more with it, that stuff really is grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
So solid B+.
Yeah, I can't fault that whatsoever.
So yeah,
that's honestly, that was the other grade I was thinking of, was B+. So
well, I've got a couple of dad jokes for you before we head on out of here.
hit me with it.
I saw a piece of toast at the zoo. The zookeeper said it was bred in captivity.
Very nice.
I wanted to name my son Lance, but my wife said that was uncommon. I told her in medieval days people were named Lance a lot.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I got one more.
All right.
Did you hear about the cross-eyed teacher?
No.
He couldn't control his pupils. And with that, good-looking people, we're out of here. Thank you for sticking around with us and hearing all of our dad love for the show. You can send us a message on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter/X at dadsmeetworld. We are most active on Instagram and Facebook. You can find us on YouTube if you're not already watching us there, at dadsmeetworld. And you can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. We'll respond to you there. And you can, the easiest and cheapest, freest way you can help us out, if you choose to do so, is to leave us a review or a rating wherever you find us, where you get your podcasts. That raises us in the algorithms and lets us share the dad love with more people. So until next time, we'll see you, good looking.
Bye, good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Oh, I am never gonna pee again! Was that duckies? No, garbage. I want to be normal, spud! You lied to Topanga!
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.